Hello, Leo. Welcome to your reading. Today, we are going to take a look at you and your person. Keep in mind that these are general readings, so if you guys got to swap the roles, please, by all means, feel free to do so. Also, if you guys want to book a personal reading with me, you can do so on my website at violettaalexis.com. If you ever want to book a text or call session one-on-one with me, you can do so at hipsy.com/violettaalexis. All of that information is in the description box below. So without further ado, let's go ahead and take a look at you and your person for the second half of September 2025. Show me Leo's energy towards this person. Show me Leo's energy towards this person. Nine of Pentacles reverse. Okay. You guys are overgiving a bit to your own detriment. And usually that happens with the Nine of Pentacles when we feel like we're not enough, when we feel like just being present or showing up isn't enough. And sometimes it's not, right? Like, obviously, we have to put in some kind of gallant effort, but you're doing it to the point of drainage. And I don't think that you need to do that. Eight of Wands reverse. Some of you are blocking this person out to prove a point. Some of you are giving when you really don't need to, where this can be like, you guys end up going out to dinner and for some reason you feel like you have to pay every single tab, and you do that just to be able to show that you're worthy or to prove that you deserve to be there, when it's like, well, you're already there. I don't think that you need to overexert yourself in a way, because the Eight of Wands reverse can sometimes represent where someone is pushing something or forcing something. And I don't think that you need to do that, because it looks to me like it's coming from an empty place, or it's coming from a lack of self-love or self-worth. Queen of Wands reverse. It's like you're not feeling too confident for some reason. Why is that, Leo? You're not feeling super confident about yourself. Because there's something that's triggering you, that's making you like say, okay, I'm gonna show them that I'm gorgeous enough, or I'm gonna show them that I'm handsome enough. I'm gonna show them that I have this money. I'm gonna show them, instead of really living in your authenticity. And we can do that sometimes when we allow those negative thoughts to creep up. Three of Pentacles reversed. Could be because of a third party that's triggering you to be like that, which would be understandable. But don't, like, I'm getting this energy of don't give someone more of what they don't already appreciate, or loving someone harder isn't going to make them love you more, or, you know what I mean? Like, you're enough to just show up and be vibrant and be the beautiful you that you are. But this person, something about this person's influence is making you question that about yourself, which kind of makes me sad. What's this person's energy towards them? Three of Pentacles. This could be somebody you work with for some of you. Okay, that's obviously not for all of you. They want to get on the same page. And this is somebody who I think is learning a lot. Okay, I heard about you, but learning a lot from you. The Two of Wands reverse. But they're kind of undecided. It's like they're trying to get on the same page with you. They are, but they seem to be a little undecided, although they're still putting effort into it. And I mean, this is somebody who's really putting in an effort. I really believe that. They're showing up with love and it's authentic. Like, it's very, very authentic. But this is somebody who feels like you care too much about what they think. There's something about that where you care too much about what this person thinks. And so, maybe you're emptying your pocketbook in order to show them how valuable you are, whatever. Sorry, I keep touching my damn hair. Okay. And you just don't need to, I don't think. This is somebody who has like a huge focus on you, and they're trying to build something with you. They're trying to build something with you. They're putting in a lot of effort into how they love you, or into how they offer you love or show you love. You know, and I don't think it's like they're willing to put other things at bay, or they're willing to weed out any distractions that's going to distract them from this connection. Tell me about that Two of Wands reversed. Why is that there? The King of Wands reversed. Ooh, the King and the Queen of Wands reversed. Interesting. Something about this connection makes them fear coming out of their comfort zone a little bit. Like they don't really have a distinct plan. I don't think that they're feeling super confident either. So like, you're not alone. And there's something very grounded about it, but it's like it's lacking the oomph, or it's lacking the passion. It's lacking the va va voom. So they're like, okay, like I'm getting along, or I'm trying to get along with Leo. I want to put in an effort. I'm trying to offer them love, but there need why do they feel like why is there not like a lot of passion here? The Two of Pentacles reversed, because it's an undecided energy. It's like something that they're not really sure that they can handle. Why? The Ten of Swords reverse. There may be something in the past that occurred that needs to be dropped or handled. So let's see how you're viewing this person. How does Leo view this person in the second half of September? The Four of Pentacles. So you may feel like they're a little held back. There's that pentacle energy again. And pentacle energy is very grounded. It's not like, you know, and maybe that's why you're kind of acting out, or you're being a little bit extra, because I feel like you're being a little bit extra. That's what it feels like. You're being a little bit extra, because I think that you want to feel attractive. I think that you want to feel desired, things like that. But they're showing up as more of a, okay, we have to work on the relationship, and we have to one foot in front of the other, you know, and you're kind of like, hello, you know. So it's making you feel some kind of way. Like they're being a little stingy. Give me another one. Yeah, see, Four of Swords. Look at this. 4 plus 4 equals 8, which is the number of Saturn. It's a Saturnian number. And Saturn is kind of boring. It's kind of boring. It's very like melancholic. Okay. And I like Saturn. Okay. Saturn is a hard worker, right? Saturn is going to make sure that it takes its time to do things right. And we kind of saw that anyway, although this is Sun in Virgo, but we kind of saw that with this person anyway. This is also Mars in Capricorn. Saturn rules Capricorn. So there is kind of a humdrum, one foot in front of the other. And it feels like you're trying to get this person to come out of their comfort zone, getting this person to come out of their shell a little bit, but you seem to be having a hard time. You may feel like this person is still healing from something. It could be a physical ailment, or you feel like this person is holding back because they've been hurt before, or they're hurting. The Ace of Wands. You feel like they're keeping a couple in the chamber. Like you feel like they're keeping a couple in the chamber. Like they have a lot more to give that they're not showing you. It's almost like you know how even if you're a woman, you know those spiders, how they like, put their arms in the air and they do that little dance. It's like you're doing the dance. It's like you're doing the dance to try to, I'm talking about, the male spiders that try to like attract a female spider by doing the little dance. It's like you're the male spider, even if you're a woman. It's like you're like, come on, showing a little ankle to try to get them to, because it's in there. Seven of Pentacle energy again. You see them as invested, like they're invested, but it's like, wah, wah. Maybe this is the type of guy or type of girl that like wants, marriage or commitment before sex, or maybe you feel like they're healing from something that happened between the two of you, if this is like a past connection, and so they're not really ready to have sex yet, or maybe they've been healing from something else entirely, family issues, a past relationship, and they're just kind of holding back. Although they're invested, they're showing up, they're present, but that little lick of fire you're looking for is not there. It's like hiding between these other very responsible cards. Okay. Show me how this person sees Leo. How does this person see Leo? How does this person see Leo? The Four of Cups reversed. I need another one. Ah. Okay, give me another one. The Eight of Swords. It's like they're invested, but they're not really being super vulnerable with you, or they feel like something is making them kind of go inside themselves emotionally. And it seems like they're seeing you as someone who's kind of like, poor me, I feel sorry for myself. What am I going to do about this? Like you're stuck in your own head about things. Like you're not really moving forward. Like you're still stuck on something. What's that Eight of Swords? The King of Cups reversed. One more. The Page of Pentacles reversed and the Queen of Swords. You may have communicated something, or you may be communicating something to this person about like how something is taking too long. Something is taking too long. You feel like they're not being very open with you. There's something more that you want. And so you're kind of feeling some kind of way about it, at least with how they see you. Hold on, I dropped one. The Magician. They feel like you have what it takes to make this work. They see you as somebody very powerful, somebody very intelligent, somebody with a lot of talents, gifts, skills, and abilities. Somebody who can be a little manipulative, but in like a sexy way, not like a bad way. Give me more on that Magician. The Five of Cups reversed. Some of you are trying to manifest forgiveness, either from this person or you're trying to give it, maybe. But if I'm going to be honest, it feels more like you feel bad about something. Does Leo feel bad about something? The Four of Swords, about hurting this. Listen, some of you like said something to hurt their feelings, or you might end up saying something in the second half of September that ends up kind of hurting their feelings a little bit. Okay. And like, especially if you are like a Leo rising, Mars transiting your third house of Libra. Mars doesn't do very good in Libra. It does good in the third house. It doesn't do so great in Libra. And so, like, definitely watch your speech around this time. Okay. Although I think it leaves Libra on the 24th of September, but watch your speech around this time because you guys may end up saying something where you kind of put your foot in your mouth a little bit. I feel like that's what it is. Like you end up hurting this person's feelings. It's like they're still there. They're still showing up. Tell me about that Five of Cups reversed. Yeah, I feel like you guys may need to take accountability for something because either you act impulsively and you do something to prove a point, or you end up leaving this person out, or you block them, something. You do something impulsively and it's like you end up taking accountability for it. They see you as taking accountability for something. Sorry if this is too specific, but that's what I'm getting. What are Leo's feelings for this person in the second half of September, please? What are Leo's feelings for this person in the second half of September? The Tower reverse. You definitely don't want to let them go. There's that Mars energy that I was telling you about. The Queen of... Oh, you do love them. Jesus. You do love them. I mean, there's no doubt about it. I think that there's like some conflict and things like that, you know, but I mean, like if this person were to come to me for a reading and ask me if you really love them, like I would give them an absolute yes. Because it's very clear that you do, or at the very least, you have deep emotions. And dare I say, I believe that you believe it's mutual. I heard I have every reason to make this work or something like that. I don't know if that's you or them. The Two of Cups reverse, but you may be feeling a little misunderstood or disconnected because I told you it's like you're trying to push them out of their comfort zone. You're trying to get them to liven up a little bit. You're trying to get them to forgive you. You're trying to get them to have sex with you. You're trying to, like, but you may end up getting frustrated and say something that you don't necessarily mean. Can you guys come back and tell me if this actually happens? Because I'm like really curious to know. Page of Cups. Hmm. You don't just love them, you admire them and you adore them. And this person makes you super happy. I feel like you see the end of the line with this person to a certain extent. Why is that Two of Cups reversed? The Eight of Pentacles. You want love, not work. This reminds me of one time I did something to my ex to like really upset him and like I ended up hurting him quite a bit. And he was like, well, I'm still here. Like, I'm still showing up. I'm still committed. But he wasn't like doing the things that he did. He wasn't like super lovey dovey, right? He wasn't super lovey dovey. He wasn't like buying me little treats. And he wasn't, he was just kind of like, but he was still there. He was still present. He was still working on things. And that's what it looks like to me. And I feel like you're willing to work on it. Tell me about that Tower reversed. The Four of Cups. Yeah. You're like, damn. Because I think you might, I'm not going to lie, Leo, like I love you, but I think you might have fucked up somewhere. I think you might have fucked up somewhere. Sorry, I still have these in. So let's see this person's feelings for you. Oh, you do really care about them, though. What's this person's feelings for Leo the second half of September? Damn, okay. The Emperor. The Wheel of Fortune. They're being very stoic, is what I'm getting with that. Like, they're very stoic this second half of this month. They're taking matters into their own hands, let go and let God. They do feel like this connection is very faded. They want to be responsible for you, or they want to take initiative in regards to you and the relationship. But they also feel like any petty feelings or feelings that they have to put aside because they're still here in the relationship. Because there's almost like it's giving very Ned Stark from Game of Thrones. Like, and I don't know if you've seen that or not, but it's very much about like honor. And I said I was going to be here, so I'm going to be here regardless of my feelings about it. You know, I got to put it aside. Okay, some of you, this person likes philosophy, I heard, or Marcus Aurelius, or Epictetus, or Plato. I don't know, something like that. Okay, that's for some of you. Sorry, I don't know. That was really specific and weird. Tell me more. Knight of Cups. They want to woo you a little bit, you know, they want to give you some loving. This person may write poetry or may be very romantic at times. It feels like the romance hasn't died. Let me put it like that, okay? You know, they're still showing up. They love you or they care about you. They want to take action. The Fool, they want to let bygones be bygones. That's really it at the end of the day. With that Fool energy, it's like, you know what? Come here. Let me love you. You know, because I don't think that they're very determined not to lose you either. They don't want to lose you either. Tell me about that Fool. The Hermit. Hmm. They're also on kind of a, I don't know if it's necessarily a dark night of the soul journey. There's two journeys that I feel like they're on. There's one where they're learning to be more stoic, more responsible, more honorable, noble, things of that nature. They're learning that external validation really doesn't mean too much, that they must validate self, that they must know self to understand others, must understand self to understand others. But there's also this, like, after they spent some time alone, it feels like they're learning how to trust the universe more, trust where they're being guided, having more faith. Wheel of Fortune, the Fool, and they're letting bygones be bygones between the two of you. So let's see your action that you're taking towards this person. What's Leo's actions towards this person the second half of September? The Nine of Swords. You're stressed, girl or guy. You're stressed. You are stressed out. I feel like you're putting so much energy into this, and you're like, hello, like, God, can you get over it already? Or can you overcome it? The Wheel of Fortune. I feel like this person's trying to lead by example, and I think that you're following, if I'm going to be honest. Okay. And that's not always a bad thing, because you're just trying to let it go as well. You're trying not to overthink it. You're putting in the effort. You know, you're matching their energy with that Pentacle energy. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn here. We have Aries as well. You're matching their energy. You're like, okay, this is how we're going to play it. This is how we're going to do it. Okay, let's do it your way. That's how that looks to me. The Moon. You're working on your emotions as well. You're learning how to control your emotions also. You're taking responsibility. You're putting in an effort. I mean, it's good energy. I'm not mad at it. You're working on any kind of like fears that you have. It almost feels like you're rewiring your brain. Like you're really paying attention to your thought life. What's this person's actions? The Five of Wands reverse. Well, they're not going to fight with you. You know, they're definitely not going to fight with you. The King of Swords. They're being quite stern, talkative, stern, fair, honest. The Seven of Swords. What's that Seven of Swords? The Eight of Cups. They're trying to avoid walking away. I don't think that that's what they want. I don't think that they want to walk away. And they may be trying to have a conversation with you to avoid you walking away as well. Because I think what they really want is to protect the connection. Yeah, I don't feel like they want to play games. You know, I really don't. It doesn't feel, they really don't want conflict to me. They really don't want conflict. because it feels like there's a foundation that's being built or being built better. So for the first person, your advice, wow, a new romantic cycle begins, new moon in Libra, and then we also have Pluto. So can it be a new person outside of this connection? Sure. I'm not really feeling that though, but hey, take it as it resonates, right? But this to me seems like a regrouping. Maybe it's something to do with that solar eclipse in Virgo, that partial solar eclipse in Virgo that we're having on my birthday on September 21st. Maybe that's what it is. But it's saying in order for this to happen, then there needs to be some deep transformations that need to take place, some deep truths, some vulnerability that is really need to be had, and also some accountability, some honesty, right? I'm not saying you're a dishonest person, but sometimes that means being honest with ourselves about what we're willing to give, about what we're not, about what we're willing to put up with, about what we're willing to put others through. Tell me about that Pluto. The Six of Wands reverse. Some of you go out of your way to create some kind of attention to you so you can feel like you're being seen. Because, you know, sometimes if we feel like we're not being seen by our partner, or, you know, they're not really paying attention to us, or they're not really giving us what we want, we can act out a little bit, right? Almost like children, right? We all do it in order to gain that recognition or that validation or that attention from said person. So let's see, for the second person, your advice is it's time to release negativity, full moon in Scorpio, and then we have Gemini energy. Okay, so we got a couple of scorpionic vibes here. So, you know, maybe check the Scorpio house of your chart to maybe see where that negativity needs to be released. If it's, you know, if you got Scorpio in the eighth house, excuse me, in the 12th house, then maybe it's your self-sabotaging behaviors. Maybe it is the way that you think. Maybe it's your mental health. Maybe it's some kind of addictions, you know, whatever house Scorpio rules for you. Take a look at that. It might give you some insight. But I feel like if you guys do have some negativity, like we all do, that you do need to release, a good way to do this might be through like social media. Okay, maybe doing some poetry on Twitter, or maybe you're needing to do some writing, maybe some reading, listening to podcasts. Maybe you're needing to network with like-minded people. Whatever it may be, I feel like this is probably the best way for you to be able to release and let go. Thank you guys so much for watching. I do hope that you will like, share, comment, and subscribe. If you guys are feeling super generous and you want to scroll down a little bit if you're on mobile and give me some hype, I would be okay with that as well. If you guys would like to book a personal, you can do so on my website at violettaalexis.com. If you're into creative writing and or poetry, you can follow me at Where Dead Flowers Bloom. All of that information is in the description box below. Thanks a lot, you guys, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.